Hello and thank you for joining us on ERi-TV for English News Broadcast. Today is Friday, 14th of June 2024. Here are stories making headlines. World Blood Donors Day in Gashbarka region. Training conducted focusing on intellectual and developmental disabilities. China and New Zealand deepen trade ties, discuss right issue during. Indian Army receives first batch of indigenous suicide drone, Nagastra 1. International Blood Donating Day, observed on 14th of June, was celebrated at the regional level in Barantu under the Team Thank You Blood Donors. The event featured the donation of 81 units of blood by members of the Eritrean Defense Force Western Command. It was also highlighted by artistic and cultural programs commemorating the day. Mr. Franco Kubaba, Director General of Social Service in the region, stated that the day is an opportunity for every citizen to renew their pledge to save lives with their renewable blood. He emphasized that increasing the number of voluntary blood donors should not be solely responsibility of the association and called on the public to play their part in the effort. Mr. Gabrameskel Mbaye, chairman of the Voluntary Blood Donors Association in the region, noted that the program significantly contributes to raising public awareness. He added that increasing the number of voluntary blood donors is crucial for enriching the blood supply of health facilities and expressed strong commitment to achieving this goal. Dr. Hayelom Kidane, head of the Ministry of Health branch in the region, reported that annually between 3,500 to 4,000 units of blood are collected. Dr. Hayelom also mentioned that due to strong effort of the association, the number of blood units collected in 2023 increased by 34%. Ambassador Mohammed Ali Houri, governor of the region, called for integrated effort to increase the number of blood donors at all levels in the region. The National Association of Intellectual and Developmental Disability branch in the Southern region, in collaboration with the National Union of Eritrean Women, branch provided training to 20 women caring for children with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The training focused on the advantage of organization, administration, and law regarding disabilities. The training held on 11th and 12th June addressed the consequence of stereotypes and backward outlooks on disabilities, as well as approach society could take in rehabilitating citizens with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Mr. Jonas Yamane, head of the administration and finance of the association branch in the southern region, called for an integrated effort to increase public understanding of the cause and proper treatment of citizens with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Mr. Desala Hagos, head of the association branch in the region, stated that the association is earnestly working with partners to improve the daily lives of children with disabilities. The National Association of Intellectual and Developmental Disability was established in 2006 and operates under the auspice of the Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare. The Student Summer Work Program involving high school students from across the Southern Red Sea region commenced on 10th of June. Mr. Hagos Adhanom, head of the Education Office in the region, stated that the program will include activities such as planting trees, seedlings, and water and soil conservation. He further noted that tree planting will be conducted at schools, government and public offices, religious sites, as well as cultivation of previously planted trees. Mr. Burhane Gerazgeher, coordinator of the program, mentioned that about 500 students are participating. He praised the involvement of students, coordinators, and partners in the successful implementation of the program. The participating students expressed that such activities contribute significantly to national development schemes and help nurture a culture of work. Those were local news updates. Stay tuned for international news. New Zealand and China today signed agreements on trade and climate change, with human rights also on the agenda during a trip by Premier Lee King, the highest-level Chinese visit to New Zealand in 7 years. New Zealand Prime Minister Christopher Luxon is seeking to balance rights and security concerns with the lucrative trade opportunities offered by Beijing, the country's largest export partner. The Premier and I discussed our significant economic relationship with benefits people in both countries, with two-way trade in goods worth nearly $23.43 billion, Luxon said. Lee was greeted on the lawn of Government House in the capital, Wellington, by both Luxon and Governor-General, and participated in a traditional indigenous Maori welcome before heading inside for a meeting. China is ready to be part of New Zealand's endeavor to double the value of export in next decade, according to Lee's statement. But also China will extend visa-free travel to New Zealanders, while New Zealand will support Chinese language teaching and cultural exchange. The Indian Army has received the first batch of man-portable suicide drone named Nagastra-1, as per a media report. The drones are capable of accurately striking enemies' training camps, launch pads, and infiltrators, hence minimizing risk to soldiers. The high-tech drones are designed and developed completely in India by Economic Explosive Limited, a subsidiary of Solar Industry Nagpur, as per a report by the Economic Times, and drones have an indigenous content of over 75%. The addition of these drones will enhance the capability of the Indian Army to execute shallow strikes across the border when necessary. Drones like Nagastra-1 with inbuilt warheads are known as kamikaze or exploding drones. The first indigenous loitering munition, Nagastra-1, developed by Solar Industries Nagpur, has been delivered to the Indian Army. The Indian Army has placed an order to Solar Industries Economic Explosive Ltd, EEL, to supply 480 loitering munition under emergency procurement. The Indian Army placed an order of 480 such drones to EEL, out of which 120 Nagastra-1 have been delivered to the Army Ammunition Depot, as per defense officials. Before we go, we have a quick recap of top stories. World Blood Donors Day in Gashbarka region. Training conducted focusing on intellectual and developmental disability. China and New Zealand deepen trade ties, discussing rights issues during. Indian Army receives first batch of indigenous suicide drones, Nagastra-1. And that wraps up our news broadcast for now. Thank you for watching.